bonjour et bienvenue sur French Action, the channel where you learn French and the channel where you improve your French. Comment ça va? Moi, ça va bien. I hope you're well. Tomorrow is CSEC French paper 2, which is your written component, and you will have situations to write, a letter to write, contextual dialogue, and a reading comprehension. You have asked for more lives, so here it is today. And we will focus on the contextual dialogue. But first, I will give you 5 situations because last week there were quite a few mistakes. So join us and I will correct you as well. As you know, I will not be on my own. I have 2 guests and you know them if you followed me last week. Let's meet them. In the meantime, please tell me how your orals went. I really want to know how you did, if we managed to help you and so on. Okay? So I'm going to ask for Anaya to come in. Bonjour Anaya, can you say a few things about you?
Oh yeah, again. Bonjour.
En français.
Bonjour. Je m'appelle Anaya. J'ai 16 ans. Je suis barbadienne.
Ok, merci Anaya. Et nous avons Elnathan. Elnathan.
Je m'appelle Elnathan. Je vais au Kingston College en Jamaïque et j'ai 16 ans.
Très bien. So I did ask you about your orals because orals should be finished by now. And everybody is telling me I'm stressed, but I want to know how you did. One says he or she's for grade 1. That would definitely help. So that's very good. We're getting a 1. That's very good. Or somebody says orals were horrible. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Somebody says that you were my examiner. All right. Oh, Anaya, something for you. Anaya is regular now. She's like a co-host. Yes, it's true. Okay,
Oui.
Brando, c'est je pense que je suis d'accord. Okay, in French, you can't say je fais d'accord. D'accord means okay, but you can't use it in that context. Okay? Je pense que j'ai bien fait, but not d'accord. Okay? Okay, somebody said I felt as if the examiner was a long-time friend. That's good. Okay, it sounds more positive than negative, so that's very good, and we can start now. Okay, I'm pleased to read this. So, as I said, I would like to start with the situations because last week I wasn't really happy with the situations. Okay, some of you didn't do so well. Some did very well actually, but not everybody. So so I so I decided to, okay, now we have to do some more situations. Okay, so Benjamin said orals weren't the best, didn't get all answered, but want to make sure I make up for it in my paper too. Okay, yes, it's good to think that way because remember, as I said, I may have said it last week, the oral is only 25% and the written is very, very important. If you fail the written, you fail the whole exam. So that's the reason why we're spending a bit more time on the writing now, okay? So, and also, it's not because you didn't understand a question that it means that you failed. Okay, even if you didn't understand 3 questions, but the rest was okay, you still passed. Okay, so it's don't panic about that. It's all to do with how well you did during your oral. Okay, even if you didn't understand everything. All right. So, are you ready, guys, for the directed situations? Okay. All right, so I have to read this again. I know that you know already this, but we have to go through it. So this is what you will see in your paper tomorrow. Write in French the information required for each of the situations given below. Do not write more than one sentence for each situation. So that is very, very important. And for some situations, a complete sentence may not be necessary. And I can tell you, for example, if you just need to say happy birthday, then happy birthday, that's it, okay? You're not going to make you're not going to make a full sentence. Do not translate the situations given, because I find that very often what you do, you tend to translate, and that is not going to help you. All right, do not use abbreviations that you know already, and you will be penalized for disregarding these instructions. Okay, you remember this? Nothing new, Anaya and El Nathan. All right, so this is the first one for everybody. For those who are in the audience as well, you've lost your wallet in Paris. You go to the police station to report the loss. You've been asked about its content. What do you say? Here we go. So you need to write, El Nathan and Anaya, you need to write very fast because last week you were way too slow, okay? Okay, I'm getting quite good answers so far. Dans mon portefeuille, il y a 30 euros. Il y a 50 euros dans mon sac. Il y a ma carte de crédit. Ok, huge. 6156. Il a ma carte de crédit. Who is il? Remember, you lost it. Ok? J'ai perdu mon portefeuille. Il est rose et ma carte de crédit. Il est rose et ma carte. Okay, you said at ma carte de crédit, Amory Baptiste, so you need to change that. Deux cartes de crédit, how can you have deux cartes de crédit and no S with card? Okay. All right, so you managed to do that. Okay. Anaya, you said mon pochette est bleue avec beaucoup d'argent. All right, so here we have 1, 2, 3 mistakes. So we have to correct that, okay? Why did you put pochette? Because you didn't know the word for wallet, right? Is it? Okay, all right.
Oui, madam.
Okay, so can we help Anaya? I'm putting this here. Can we help Anaya with this? Mon pochette est bleue avec beaucoup d'argent. Where are the mistakes? Alors, Talia, you said mon sac est bleu et marron et je pense que je quitte un centre commercial. Non. You didn't answer the question. He asked about the content. You're saying it's blue and brown. You will get 0 for that. You didn't answer the question. Okay? And the same for Teenage Shield. C'est un portefeuille noir et not cuir, et en cuir, but it doesn't say about anything about the content. Okay? Il should be d'argent. Okay? Avec beaucoup d'argent. I agree with that. Okay? All right, so if you were saying ma pochette, for example, let's use ma pochette, okay, est bleu avec beaucoup d'argent, okay? Can you see this, Anaya? Okay. All right. This is a mistake that I saw last week. Some of you said beaucoup de l'argent. No, it's beaucoup d'argent. You don't have an article here because it's not a partitive article, it's of. It means a lot of. Okay? And portefeuille is masculine, wallet is mon portefeuille. Okay? Like this. But if you didn't know the word for portefeuille, you say pochette or porte-monnaie, it's still okay. Nadette, you say a rouge à pois blanc. Yeah, you can put this, but the thing is, the more you're going to write, the more mistakes you're going to make. So just focus on the content, okay? So the fact that it's red, à pois blanc, and then blanche should have been with an S because there must be different pois, okay? And you see, you would have already made a mistake there. Just focus on what they ask you, okay? Ok, donc dans ma pochette, il y a 300 euros, ma carte d'identité et ma carte de crédit. Ok. You don't need to say dedans because you already said dans ma pochette. So it's already dedans. Ok. All right. Et il y a 20 d'euros. Non, il y a 20 euros. You don't have the D apostrophe, sushi. Et ma rouge téléphone dans mon sac. No, remember, colors are placed before or after, El Nathan? Colors are placed before or after, El Nathan?
Colors are placed after
Always
the
after. Okay, so
the noun.
you say mon téléphone rouge, okay? And
Oh,
téléphone
yeah.
is masculine, it's not feminine, okay?
Did I answer the question right? I sent it.
Oh, sorry, I was focusing on it's the same for you. You say il y avait l'argent. Okay, I'm going to put it so that you can see what should it have been. And also the spelling was incorrect, but I guess maybe you would have put it differently. Okay, this is what you put. So why can't we say il y avait l'argent?
Is it that I'm saying there was the money?
At the moment, you're saying there was the money, but you want to say there was some money.
Oh, so I would have to use the partitive.
Exactly.
Something
So
like
you missed the partitive. So you should have put what,
that. Okay.
Elmerton?
Il y a de l'argent.
De l'argent, as
De l'argent.
they said. Yeah, okay. All right. So be careful. All right. So this is what I put, very similar to what you said. Il y avait 50 euros. Maybe you want to say il y avait la clé de ma chambre d'hôtel. Okay, I put it in the past, in the imperfect. Il y avait because I don't know if it's still there. Okay. And that's why I put the past tense, but if you have put the present, I think it will still be okay. But when I lost it, there were 50 euros. Now maybe somebody's taken it and there's no longer 50 euros, okay? So that's, okay, dans mon portefeuille, il y avait 500 euros, that's fine. Okay? All right. So now, number 2. You have witnessed an accident in France and you have to report what you saw. What do you write? Please, one sentence, and I don't want too much because remember, the more you write, the more mistakes you're going to make. Okay? And even if somebody writes a lot, that person is not going to get more points than you, who even if you haven't written much, because as long as you answer the question, you get the same point. Okay, it's not like the letter. With the letter is different, but for the situations, it's 3 points, and it's all based on those 3 points, okay? Alors, after lunch, if you say j'ai vu un accident, you're not saying what you've seen, okay? You have to report what you saw, okay? Okay. There's something which I should have put. You have witnessed a car accident. It was supposed to be a car accident, okay? Alors, Marie-Paul sait, j'ai vu un grand accident entre la voiture bleue et la rouge. Okay, but why grand has an E if accident is masculine? Okay. Asia, I don't like l'homme est mort, but it's... So that's why you saw l'homme est mort. Okay. User says, j'ai vu une voiture déraper et heurter un arbre. Okay, un arbre. Arbre. No, heurter is H-E-U-R. Okay? All right. Donc, la voiture a heurté, not dans les arbres, but la voiture a heurté un arbre. OK? La voiture a heurté le garçon, l'Atavier. OK. Un homme a heurté... OK. L'homme a heurté à l'arrière de sa voiture. OK, heurté is direct. You hit directly onto something. There's no R. OK? Remember, car is feminine. All right. So, QP, you said elle tombée. What tense is that? I don't understand that tense. Okay. Talia, quelqu'un casse une. I don't understand that either. La voiture a heurté le mur. Okay, I give you full mark. La voiture a heurté le motard. Fine. J'ai vu la femme tomber dans l'eau. Okay, if it wasn't a car accident, yes. J'ai vu un accident de voiture sur la route. Okay. Gawain, this will not work for you because you have 3 sentences. J'ai vu un accident, it's 1 sentence. Une voiture a frappé un cycliste. This is a second sentence. Et j'ai appelé le secours. It's a third one. Ils sont arrivés. No. You will probably not get any point for that. So you have to have 1 sentence, okay? Not 4, even though your sentences are correct, okay? So you have to remember that, okay? Now, j'ai vu l'homme tombe devant une voiture. No, that is incorrect. Okay, so Anaya, j'ai vu 2 voitures entrer en collision. That is very good. I like that. I really like it. Yes, Anaya? Yes. Okay. So I'm writing it for you. J'ai vu 2 voitures entrer en collision. Okay, so that's very good. And okay, and Nathan, I'm not going to say what you have put is incorrect. Okay, I'm not too sure what you're trying to say that there. Okay, so all right, so you have put, j'ai vu un accident sur la rue Marc. Okay, you don't say much about the accident, but la voiture tombe à la mer. This is present tense. You have witnessed is past tense, so you have to put a past tense. Okay, just le voiture, le blue voiture, that doesn't work. Remember what Nathan has said. Colors, what did you say, Nathan?
Colors come afterwards. Colors come afterwards.
Nathan who's saying it, and voiture is feminine, okay? J'ai vu l'homme tomber devant une voiture. Yes, you got it. You corrected yourself. That's very good. Okay. Alors, Nathan is saying he wanted to say there were 2 cars which 2 cars got hit. right? That's what you wanted to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, but I don't know how to say.
You're trying too hard, Nathan. You're trying way too hard. Okay, first of all, you need to know that to hit is heurter. Okay, heurter is to hit. Okay, so you can say one car hit another one, something like that, and that. But what is on the screen is basically what you wanted to say. J'ai vu deux voitures entrer en collision. That's exactly what you wanted to say. Okay? So just learn it just in case. That's why you get tomorrow. Okay? Ghost phone. Remember, you said voiture bleue, but there's no E of the feminine and it's in the present tense. It shouldn't be in the present tense. Okay? All right. So this is what I put. Um, La voiture rouge a brûlé le feu. Okay, so the red car shot the light. Okay, went through the red light. Okay, j'ai vu un camion heurter la voiture bleue. Okay, so here what I wanted to show you is that if you decide to say j'ai vu, then the verb after is going to be in the infinitive form. Crystal, j'ai vu un homme, not casse, but casser une fenêtre. Okay? Casser une fenêtre like this. Okay, I'm going to write fenêtre because I think it means window. Okay? Casser une fenêtre. All right? So because you have two verbs follow each other, the second takes the infinitive form. So you can't have that. So you need to remember, guys, if you witness an accident and it does say you have witnessed an accident, so whatever you're going to say will have to be in the past tense. Now, an easy way of doing it is to do what Crystal put, j'ai vu, I saw, then you say who you saw, and then the verb in ER, and that's it. End of the story. That's much easier that way. Okay? All right, Genia, j'ai vu l'homme tomber devant une voiture. That's exactly what you should have written in the first place. Okay? Tomber with ER because it's the infinitive form. Okay? For those who have written the present tense, remember your past tense. Okay? Now we're moving on to number 3. You have put on weight and your doctor gives you a note with 2 instructions. What does the note say? Mm-hmm. Remember, it's 2 instructions and not just one. Okay. Cœur exercice. No. Exercice doesn't exist as a verb, so you have to change that. Okay. Latavier, manger sainement et fête. Et fête, you miss something between fête and l'exercice. Latavier, correct that, please. Tu as besoin des uns et mange. Tu as besoin de plus infinitive form. Ok, tu dois bien manger et faire de l'exercice. That's correct. Tu dois faire du sportif. What does that mean? And doit cannot have a T because it's the tu. Okay. On doit manger sainement et s'entraîner. Okay, why the on user? Why on? Because the doctor is talking to you. Why is he is writing to you? Why is he going to put on? Tu peux pratiquer, remember, there is, tu peux pratiquer, ok, pratiquer ER, because two verbs follow each other, ok, buvez beaucoup d'eau et ne mangez pas les bonbons. Ok, déjà, this is my answer. I'm going to explain something in a minute. There's a mistake there. Ok, il faut faire du sport et manger plus de légumes. Ok, I go with that. Buvez plus. You can't say buvez plus de l'eau et faisiez de l'exercice. Leila, you need to change that. Tu dois manger. Santé is health, not healthy. So that is incorrect. Ok. Speedcore, there's no tense. Ok, vous devez faire de l'exercice et manger de la bonne nourriture. Ok, cours plus souvent et mange équilibré. That's correct. Je te conseille de bien manger et de faire du sport. Très bien. Ok, tu as besoin de faire de l'exercice et manger. Because you have used tu as besoin de, so tu as besoin de manger. Ok. Remember, when you say tu dois, you have to have an S and not a T. Okay. All right. So I'm waiting for. El Nathan say tu dois garder la forme et manger mieux. Tu dois garder la forme. How does he do that? Il dit put on the way. Tu dois garder la forme et manger mieux. Can you try something else, El Nathan?
I will.
Vous devriez manger moins et faire plus d'exercice. Ok, Crystal, I go with that. Il faut marcher souvent et manger moins. Ok. Jenia, tu peux. Your sentence is incorrect, and I know you can correct it. Tu dois boire de l'eau et faire du sport. Anaya, you got it right. Ok. Tu dois boire de l'eau. So this time you didn't forget your partitive article, so that's very good. Okay. All right. So this is what Anaya put. Tu dois boire de l'eau et faire du sport. Okay. Fasser de l'exercice doesn't exist. Fasser doesn't exist. Okay. Tu dois pratiquer un sport et manger mieux. And Nathan, you make the same mistake you made last time where you put pratiquer is pratiquer in French. There's no C. Okay? All right? Okay. Tu as besoin de manger plus. Okay. When you put, okay, let me explain something to you. When you put plus, if you're saying more of something, it's like in English, more of, plus de, what did you put? Manger plus de lait, de fruits, okay? And not there, because it's not some, it's more of, okay? Plus de fruits, okay? La, si, li, vous dites, tu as besoin, don't forget your S, tu dois, okay? All right. Okay, this is what I put. I put the EZ, so I'm using the vous. I'm using a vous because I think the doctor might be very formal, even though you are, you know, you are much younger, you are under 18, but I believe that the the doctor would put something like that. So, suivez un régime. What does suivez un régime means?
It's like saying that you must keep a strict regime, like in terms of like health
Suivre un
decisions.
régime means to be on a diet, to go on a diet. And this is an expression you need to know. Suivre un régime is part of, is in the type of vocabulary, CSEC vocabulary, to go on a diet. Okay? So, yes, daydream, you knew the expression. That's very good. And most of them knew. That's very good. That's very good. Okay? 451, are you doing conceptual dialogue today? You missed the beginning because I said I will do 5 situations because last week there were many mistakes. So I just want to check how you're doing. And then the main thing is the contextual dialogue. But I still wanted to do 5 situations because you agree with me, Anaya? Anaya didn't do too well, so it was really for her. Yes? All right. So, suivez un régime et faites du sport. Okay. So here I use faites to remind you that faire is very irregular. So you have to put faire and not face as I saw earlier. That uh, doesn't work. Okay. Faites. Now, I put 2 sentences as an example. Of course, if I were doing the exam, I wouldn't put the 2. I would choose one of them. But I put it just for you to see the possibilities. Okay. Here I put ne mangez pas de bonbons. Do not eat any sweets. Okay. De. Okay. Remember that de in the negative means any. All right. So you can't say ne mangez pas des bonbons. It's manger des bonbons, positive. When you put it negative, the de changes into a de. You must have been told about this rule, okay, when you did the articles, okay. So when it's positive, you put de. And Nathan, you are with me? When it's positive, you put de. And when it's
There.
negative, the de changes into a de because it's negative.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I'm saying it because I look at your expressions. You, I don't think you were getting it. Okay. Ne mangez pas de bonbons. Okay. You can't say ne mangez pas des bonbons. It's ne mangez pas de bonbons. Okay. Et faites du sport. Okay. Somebody is asking, do you know what themes haven't come for the conceptual dialogue last year? I haven't got a clue, my dear. Don't know. I don't know what will come up. Okay, the person who wrote faisiez de l'exercice, no, it's faites de l'exercice, okay? Faites. Faites de l'exercice et mangez plus de légumes, okay? I have a question. Why is there a Z on mange? On mange? You mean in my sentence? Because I'm using the vous form. I'm very formal here, so I'm putting the Z form. Now, if you decided to use the tu form, which I think they would have accepted here as well, you would not put any Z, you just put ne mange pas, but you would, for the regime, you would put suis, suis, which is like I am as well, the same suis. So be careful, okay? So you need to revise your imperative form, okay? Okay, what did you say about the exercise with faire? It's fait de l'exercice. Okay, let me write it. Or fait de l'exercice. Or faites de l'exercice. Okay, and exercice has 2 C's, no S. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we're going to go for number 4. Your friend is ill and he or she has been hospitalized. Write a note to wish him or her a speedy recovery. That is much easier. Okay, so you know the word, so that is very good. That's good. Everybody so far has written something which is correct. Okay. Courtoise, bon rétablissement. Don't forget the E. Okay, you miss. Okay, so this one was quite easy. I think everybody got it. Anaya, you can't just put that like that. Mm-mm. There's no verb here. It's not. It's not the verb. Sorry. You need to. You need to have an adjective before. Remember, speedy recovery. What did you put for speedy? Alors, Jaina, je vous souhaite de bons rétablissements. Why bon with an S, YDE, and why vous, since it's your friend. Ok, j'espère que tu vas aller mieux. Ok, j'espère que tu te rétabliras bientôt. Ok, all right. So, j'espère que, no, Kitian, that's incorrect. This is what I put. Paul, je te souhaite un prompt rétablissement. Prompt is like speedy, okay? Like in English, prompt, okay? Something which happened very quickly, okay? So, Gawain, yes. Je te souhaite un prompt rétablissement, just like me, yeah, you, okay? So that one wasn't difficult, I think. Just learn it by heart. Should it come tomorrow, okay? Alors, Amiri Paul, j'espère que tu vas bien. Rapide. Rapide is an adjective here. You can't have bien rapide. It doesn't work. Okay? And I'm giving you the last one. You receive a note from your doctor explaining how often you need to take a particular tablet. What does the note say? Oh, I use say twice, but say. Yeah. Crystal, this is incorrect. I would just say for this, for the previous one, you have, it's better to say, je te souhaite un prompt rétablissement. Just learn it by heart, just like that. Don't go with the j'espère because what you put is incorrect. You have meilleur, mieux, bientôt. It just doesn't work, okay? So, user, vous devez prendre le médecine. What is le médecine? 2 fois par semaine. Ok, prenez le comprimé 2 fois par jour. Vous devez prendre médicament is masculine. Ok. Céline, why did you put 2 with the T? Le prenez 2 fois par jour. No, you can't say that. Prenez doesn't take 2 N's. 3 fois par semaine. Ok, tu dois prendre ton médic. Okay. All right. So it looks like you don't know the word for tablet. Okay. And remember, it's not tablet because in tablet is your little screen thing, you know. Vous devez prendre du Panadol tous les jours, ok. Prenez les comprimés 2 fois par jour. Il faut prendre des aspirines 3 fois par jour, ok. That's fine. Tu dois prendre ton médecine. Doesn't work. It's not. It's an English word. It's not a French word. Okay. Prenez 2 temps un jour. That doesn't make sense at all. Vous devez prendre le comprimé 2 fois par jour. Okay. I'm not getting anything from Anaya and El Nathan. I'm not seeing anything from you. Ok, prenez ce comprimé 2 fois par jour. Vous devriez prendre Votre comprimé. Alors, you can't have, Crystal, you can't have votre and comprimé with an S. Listen. Mm-mm. Anaya, I said tablet is the screen thing. I said it earlier, and you're putting tablet here. Mm. Okay, no, that's incorrect. No, 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 no. Okay, I'm going to give you my answer, but I'm going to explain something to you in a minute. Prenez un comprimé 2 fois par jour. Okay, you have to be careful because you want to say 2 times per day. And of course, you're thinking time, temps, but it doesn't work like that. When you're talking about time in terms of quantities, is always fois. Okay, Fois, par jour, 2 fois par jour. Now, prenez is your imperative. Okay? Donc, prenez le médicament 2 jours par semaine. Sushi, prenez 2 what? It makes no sense. Prendre l'aspirine chaque 2 jours, that doesn't work. Prendre is not conjugated, so you can't have that. Okay, 2 fois par jour. Okay, guys, if you get something like that, remember, if you think that you're going to make a mistake with the imperative, I think that it's better to say, like Céline said, tu dois prendre, or vous devez prendre. Okay, if you're not quite sure. Otherwise, learn those verbs. Prenez. Prenez is very simple to remember with the EZ. Okay. The word you need to remember is comprimé for the tablet, Anaya. Comprimé. All right. And wow, you said tu devrais prendre. You know why I don't like to devrais? Devrais means you should. Okay, so you should is different from you have to. And that's why when Brando said vous devez prendre, it's better because you should, if you don't want it, don't take it. But vous devez prendre, you have to take it. Okay? Guys, I don't want you to put any name of tablets in the exam. Just learn this. Comprimé is not a difficult word for you to remember. Prenez un comprimé 2 fois par jour. Have you noticed that each time I come up with something, my sentences are very short because I don't want you to be writing and writing and writing. Okay? All right. And Nathan, don't fall asleep because now we're going to do the big thing now, right? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm
You're
I'm
feeling
doing
good.
better than I was doing
Yeah,
a
that's
good
true.
while
You
ago.
improved. It's true. It's
So
true.
yeah,
You did improve. Anaya has improved as well, which is good. All right. Anaya, are you okay? All right. Good. Anaya, you've improved as well. No, you haven't. I think you've improved. You made fewer mistakes, I think. All right. So now we are going to do the contextual dialogue. Okay? This is the contextual dialogue. So first of all, I'm not going to ask you to do anything as yet. Okay? I'm going to explain what you will have to do. Okay? So that everybody understands what they have to do. Okay? But what I'm saying to you is that when I'm going to tell you à votre tour, that's when you're going to be doing your writing. And I'm talking to everybody here. Okay? All right? So this is the contextual dialogue. What I would say to you is do your situations first, because the situation is very quick. Just do it quickly and finish with it. And then don't forget that you have a letter, and the letter is 30 points. The contextual dialogue is 20 points, so make sure that the letter is spot on, okay? And then you will do your contextual dialogue, okay? Um, so these are the sorry guys, my internet is not very good. Okay. She, yes, you have the reading comprehension as well. Okay. Um, but I was saying in terms of the situations and contextual dialogue, do the situations first, the way they appear first. You will do that very quickly. All right, so the contextual dialogue is use 80 to 100 words to complete the dialogue between Mr. Jouvert and the hotel receptionist by giving Mr. Jouvert's responses. Okay? The Jouvert family arrives at the hotel where they had planned to spend their holiday. However, they changed their minds when finding out more about the hotel and what the area has to offer. Okay? Um, this is the scenario, okay? And in the scenario, there will always be something, generally, there's something where there's going to be a little problem. So the problem here is that they change their mind, so there will be a little issue there. So most of the time, it's like that, okay? Heavy's diary said, I heard that it's better to do reading comprehension first. It's easy, then situation, then letter, and leave contextual. Yeah, you can do that. It depends. Everybody's different. Reading comprehension should is something that you can do very quickly. But in terms of what you have to do in French, that's what I was saying. Situation first and letter after. That's what I was saying. All right. So these are the clues now. Okay, so normally you have five, they tend to give five clues, okay, and which you have to include in the dialogues. Okay, so here is greeting and confirmation of room reservation, choice of room, complaint about the room offered, displeasure. So displeasure, that's where you're going to have the little issue there with the hotel and area, and client's demand. Okay, you got that? Everybody got that? All right. So this is the text. I couldn't put everything on the one slide because you know that it would have been tiny, tiny. But try to remember what is going on here. Bonjour, monsieur, dame. Bonjour, les enfants. Vous avez réservé? Ba, 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 ba. En effet, j'ai votre réservation et je vois que vous avez déjà payé la première nuit. Vous préférez une chambre qui donne sur le jardin ou sur la rue? Ba, 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 ba. And then we move. D'accord, voici votre clé. C'est la chambre 34. And then she opens the door and says, voici votre chambre. So Monsieur Jouvert is going to say something. Mais monsieur, je trouve la chambre assez confortable. Brando, don't write anything yet. You need to read first. Always read first. Mais monsieur, je trouve la chambre assez confortable. Okay? So he's going to say something. Désolé monsieur, mais je viens d'offrir la chambre qui donne sur la rue à une autre famille. So, it's going to say something. De 7h à 8h, mais le petit déjeuner est le seul repas servi ici. And then they put a question mark, so you know that there will be a question there. Okay? Pour les enfants, à vrai dire, il n'y a rien. Et pour les adultes, il y a la cathédrale à 50 km d'ici. So, Monsieur Joubert is going to say something. Oui, mais vous pourriez louer une voiture, monsieur. Then he's going to ask a question because you have the question mark. Désolé, aucun remboursement possible. So this is your text. Okay? So, guys, this is what I would advise you to do. First, you need to read the situation. Don't rush and put oui, j'ai réservé because maybe what comes after is different and what you put is not going to work out. So you have to read everything till the end. Okay? That's the first thing you do. Then you have mental notes. So these were my notes. First of all, the receptionist is a woman. That is important because if, for example, I wanted to say something and mention her, and if there's an adjective, I will have to add an E. So it's very important to know that. Okay, so it's a woman. A family has booked a hotel room. They paid for, actually, I got it wrong. It's not the first week, the first night. It was the first night. They are given a choice, a room with a view of the garden or the street. Okay, the room is not to their satisfaction, so they complain. Okay, they chose a room with a view of the garden, but there's a problem with the garden, so they want a room with a view of the street, but it's not possible. Okay, then response to question 1 is the time related to breakfast. Okay, and then response to question 2, what is there to do in the area for the children? And they complain because the place is boring for the children. The cathedral is at 50 kilometers, it's too far. So you try to really understand the text. Do you understand, Anaya and Nathan? That's why you have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand that.
And then you are asked or advised to rent a car. Basically, you want your money back and go to another hotel. So this is the mental note you have to do. Okay. Now, it's between 80 and 100 words. I can see you thinking, oh my God, how am I going to know how many words? Because it's not like a text. So this is one way of seeing it. You have 8 responses. You need to have at least 10 words per response. And that would make it your 80. If you have a little bit more, make sure that it doesn't go over the 100. Okay? That is one way you can see. All right? Can I continue? All right. So this is my mental note. And then when you finish that, you have to identify the prompt in the dialogue. Okay? So what you do, you look at your paper again with the clues. Greeting and confirmation of room reservation, so that is going to be number 1. Choice of room is going to be number 2. Complaints about the room offered. So all these things you can actually write on your paper on the dialogue. You can actually put something there in using a pencil just for you as a reminder. Okay. So here, il faut combien de personnes? So I'm going to greet and confirm my room. Then choice of room, so I put it there. When I'm shown the room, complain. Okay, so I'm going to complain about the room offered. And then I'm going to say, all right, displeasure with the hotel and area. And then you have question 1, and then you have question 2. And that's it. Okay, we are back. We are back to this. Okay? Any questions? Any questions, Anaya and Nathan?
No, madam.
All right, so now everybody now is going to the conceptual dialogue. So what we're going to do is one by one, okay? One by one, all right? So do you want to see the whole dialogue again? Or would that be okay? You want to see the whole dialogue again?
Oui, madame.
Okay, so there it is. Lou asked what happens if you have fewer words than you're supposed to. It's like for the letter, you are penalized. Simple. Okay, so let's put it at the beginning. So, can you see that, Anaya? Yeah? All right.
Oui, madame.
And then this. And then this. And then this. That's it. Okay, so let's go back to number one. Okay, and I would like everybody to start with number one. So I want to see you. So bonjour monsieur, dame. Bonjour les enfants. Vous avez réservé? What did you say? So for everybody, I would like to see two answers, okay? The first one and the second in one go, if possible. Ok, bonjour madame. Oui, j'ai une réservation nommée Nicolas Joubert. That's very good. I like that. Au nom de. That's very good. Pour 4 personnes. Ok, that's fine. Madame, oui, j'ai réservé pour vous. J'ai un réservé. No. You can't say j'ai un réservé. The word is réservation, not un réservé. Okay. I think you meant oui, j'ai réservé, probably. Réservation is feminine. Remember, the words ending with tion are feminine. Okay. Alors, Hamilton is incorrect. What you put. Vous avez réservé, oui, pour 4 personnes. Okay, all right. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 words and not 8. Okay. Bonjour monsieur, j'ai une réservation pour ma famille. Je m'appelle Jean-Pierre. Okay. No, the person was Monsieur Jouvert. Okay. Bonjour, oui, j'ai. Remember, I said réservation is feminine. I don't know why you all put masculine. Bonjour madame, oui, nous avons. J'ai une réservation pour ma famille. Okay, we're going to stop here for the réservation. Okay. we're going to stop here. Remember, guys, réservation is feminine. You cannot put j'ai un réservation. It's j'ai une réservation. Okay? Ok. El Nathan, nous avons notre réservation pour 4 personnes sous le nom de monsieur, not sous le nom monsieur, sous le nom de monsieur. Ok, don't forget your de. Ok, sous le nom de monsieur. And monsieur in French doesn't have an R. Have you noticed? I didn't put it. It's M and dot. Okay, all right. You can't say j'ai fait une réserve. Réserve is not, yeah. Alors, okay, so then you say, je préfère une chambre qui donne sur le jardin, s'il vous plaît. Okay, okay, that's fine. Je préfère une chambre qui donne sur le jardin, s'il vous plaît. You all say the same thing. It looks like you've already done that exercise. Nous préférez, no, that doesn't work. Nous préférez, no, that doesn't work at all. Nous préférez, ok. Alors, Anaya, oui, nous réservons pour 4 personnes. That cannot work, Anaya, because it's present tense. Okay, unless you say nous avons notre réservation, okay, but you can't have it like that. Okay. Okay, oui, pour 4 personnes. Alors, you cannot say s'il te plaît. Okay, it has to be s'il vous plaît. It's a receptionist, you don't know her. Okay, all right, so vous préférez une chambre qui donne sur le jardin ou sur la rue. Okay, you got that. Okay, I didn't see that, El Nathan, and but that one is obvious. Okay. All right. D'accord. Voici votre clé. C'est la chambre 34. Voici votre chambre. What would you say? Alors, Victor, I think it's une chambre sur la... What was it again? I think when I look at my notes, what was it again? It was on the garden, right? Yeah, it was on the garden, which gives onto the garden. Somebody said sur la rue. He didn't say that. He wanted the garden. Alors, wow, you can't say c'est très petite. I know that bedroom is feminine, but after c'est, you have to put the masculine. You cannot put the feminine after c'est. That is a rule you must know. If you didn't know it, you must know it now. Ok, quoi qu'à mon avis, la chambre est trop petite. Hannah, it's not je voudrais, je voulais. I want it. Chambre, un chambre. No, that doesn't make sense at all, Hannah. Latavia, non, je n'aime pas cette chambre. Ok. Cette chambre est très petite. So you put it set, which is correct. To put petit, oh, what a shame. Je n'aime pas la chambre, elle n'est pas confortable. Ok. Right. Nous ne pouvons pas rester ici, David. À mon avis, je pense. Alors, L3, à mon avis, je pense que. No, I don't like that. À mon avis means, in my opinion, I think that is like giving your opinion. You can't have it twice. That's too much. And that will be too many words as well, because remember, we said eight words. What did we say? 10 words There's eight. There are 8 answers, so you can't go over 10 words. Okay. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh gosh, it's too many words. Okay. Alors, Anaya put cette chambre est beaucoup pour mon famille. What does that mean? Est beaucoup what? And you can't say mon famille. It has to be ma famille, ma famille. Oh, cette chambre est... You can't say beaucoup petite. It doesn't work, Anaya. Okay? Doesn't work. Alors, Jennifer, je ne demandais pas cette chambre. What tense is that? Quel dommage, cette chambre n'est pas très confortable. Ok, excusez-moi, mademoiselle. Ok. It depends on the context for idioms, Latavier. Oh non. You can't have le chambre. It has to be la chambre. Ok, très petite. Quelle catastrophe. Shan, catastrophe is feminine, therefore you can't have quelle with just one L. You have quelle with 2 L's. Okay? All right. If you wait, you're going to see my idioms when I'm going to give you my answers. Okay? I think it's easier because it's a text, I'm going to do everything in one go and you will see the idioms that I have used. Okay? C'est très sale et la douche ne marche pas. Ok, non, je veux une chambre qui donne, not dans la rue, but qui donne sur la rue, s'il vous plaît. Ok, je voudrais changer cette chambre. Doesn't work, Brando. Et je voudrais changer de chambre. Ok, je voudrais changer de chambre. Alors, I'm going to explain to you the difference. Je voudrais changer cette chambre means I'm going to change this bedroom by changing the color, by putting some furniture, things like that. That's what it means when you say je change cette chambre. But when you say je change de chambre, it means you're moving from one to the other, and that is totally different. You understand that, Nathan?
I understand, because if you think about it in English, you're saying change of room rather than change the room.
It's not really that. It's just the meaning is different. Because if you can change a room by changing the features, or the furniture, whatever is in there. But if you say je change de chambre, it means you're moving from one room to the other. It's the same thing when you say je change de train. I go from one train to the other. Okay? Est-ce que l'autre chambre est disponible? Ok. Ça ne marche pas, je voudrais une autre chambre. When you say ça ne marche pas, what doesn't work, Latavier? C'est très inconfortable, je voudrais changer de chambre. Ok. Ok. And Nathan put, notre chambre est trop petite pour ma famille. Ok. That works. Ok. Quel dommage, la chambre est trop petite. Ok. All right. Okay. So that is fine. So let's move to désolé monsieur. So for this, you would have said, est-ce que l'autre user says, est-ce que l'autre chambre est disponible? And she responded, désolé monsieur, mais je viens d'offrir la chambre qui donne sur la rue. Okay, you can see sur and not dans la rue à une autre famille. Okay, so you have to put something there. And then de 7h à 8h, mais le petit déjeuner est le seul repas servi ici. And then you ask another question. And the question, I put quickly, the question is pour les enfants, à vrai dire, il n'y a rien. So you can see what question it would be. Ok, c'est impossible. Je voudrais changer de chambre, Asia. Ok. Penker, if you're leaving us, bonne nuit then. For us, it's not bonne nuit as yet. It's only 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. Okay, Hivdari, put your question. What is your question? And Nathan and Anaya, I'm not seeing anything. Ok, d'accord. À quelle heure les repas sont-ils servis? Ok. Yes, of course, Dari. You can ask a question. Yeah. À quelle heure est le petit déjeuner le matin? But you have to make sure you see they're helping you by putting the questions, the question marks. But yeah. Bonjour Bennett, merci. Alors quarks, à quelle heure? There's no S, okay? À quelle heure? If you à quelle heure? You put quelle without an S, so then there shouldn't be an S. Ok, c'est intolérable. Je veux une autre chambre maintenant. Céline, je comprends. You miss your S, very important. Present tense of comprendre à quelle heure est le petit déjeuner. Je suppose que nous n'avons pas de choix. À quelle heure est le petit déjeuner? Oh, I love that sentence. Je suppose que nous n'avons pas de choix. That was very good. But then you have à quelle heure. Heure is feminine and quelle is masculine. That doesn't work. OK? À quelle heure pouvons-nous prendre le petit déjeuner? OK. Anaya, Elnathan, I haven't seen anything from you. Everybody is giving me their thing. What about you? Okay. Bon, it looks like they're tired. All right, so I'm going to continue. Pour les enfants, à vrai dire, il n'y a rien. Et pour les adultes, il y a la cathédrale à 50 km d'ici. This is the last part, okay?
I answered the one that was
Okay, I'm just seeing it.
I answered something. I'm not sure the one that was saying the one after désolé, the one after
Yeah, you
désolé.
said, peut-on acheter des repas? You are in a hotel, you know.
Yeah, but they
Okay,
said that they only serve food
okay,
for.
it would work, but the thing is, peut-on acheter des repas? The answer will be yes, you can, no, you can't, but it says from 7 to 8. So it's not quite, you know.
Oh, so I'd have to say maintenant. I'd have to say maintenant, like no.
For example, that could work. It has to
Okay.
match what comes after. And that is the difficulty of the contextual dialogue.
Okay. Okay.
OK, so somebody, Marie-Paul says, c'est très loin pour ma famille. OK, c'est très loin pour ma famille. OK. Have diaries. You don't need to focus on the marks together. Just focus on your French and you'll be all right. Okay? Whether it's whether it's bring up your grade or anything like that, it's not very important. Do your best and you'll pass. That's it. Okay? All right, so I'm waiting for Anaya and Elnathan to give me their answers, and then I'm going to give you my answers. Okay? And if you have any questions, especially grammar questions, not about how they mark the papers and things like that, because I can't answer that. I am not an examiner for the written, I'm an examiner for the oral. Okay. Alors, 6156, how can you say les enfants sera? So you have the plural and the singular. It doesn't work. C'est très loin, Quax. Why un S at loin? Hotel is masculine, so you can have CETTE. Une cathédrale, vraiment, merci pour 10 mois. Hannah, I don't understand what you're saying. Cette ville est très ennuyeux. Ennuyeux is incorrect. Ville is feminine, so ennuyeux is incorrect. Okay. All right. I'm not seeing anything. And Nathan, Anaya, come on. C'est inacceptable. Je voudrais un remboursement maintenant. Ok. Désolé, aucun remboursement possible. So that works. C'est très loin. You can't have ce hôtel est incroyable. Remember, you know, it's this cet hôtel because of the silent H. Okay, so you need to have cet hôtel. Okay. And Nathan, est-ce qu'il y a un bus? Ooh, I'm not reading this. I'm not.
Yeah, I just realized I misinterpreted it. Yeah.
Alors, ennuyeux is boring. It doesn't mean bored. Okay. Children are not boring. They are bored. Okay. Remboursement is masculine. Okay. Anaya and Nathan. Alors, Hamilton, I explained earlier that you have the positive. When you have the positive, j'ai une voiture. And when it's the negative, and Nathan, what is it?
When it is a negative, it's de.
No. The person wanted to say, I have a car. Now, the person wanted to say, I don't have a car. Now, I'm telling you, how do you say I have a car?
J'ai une voiture.
So now, how do you say you don't have a car?
Je n'ai pas voiture.
Remember
No.
what I said earlier? Anaya, comment puis-je? Two verbs follow each other. The second takes the infinitive form. Okay. Okay. Remember what I said. J'ai une voiture. I have a car. I don't have a car. I said that your article changes into what? D-E. Didn't I say that earlier, Nathan? Je n'ai pas de voiture. And you can't say du because du is partitive article and you don't have it. So you can't have du. Okay? So is je n'ai pas de voiture. Okay? That is something I'm sure that you were taught, but you forgot. Okay? Je n'ai pas de voiture. Okay? That's and Nathan put that. All right? Okay. Hannah, you can't say je n'ai, is je n'ai. Okay? Okay, Louvre, it's the rule. It's when you have the article in the negative, it changes into the DE, it's a rule. Why? It's the rule. Je n'ai pas de voiture. Okay? All right. Okay, so you didn't do too badly actually. I'm going to show you what I have written, okay, so that you have an idea of what. Okay, so I call it possible answers because you know what I'm writing is just one possibility. And so, bonjour monsieur, dame, bonjour les enfants, vous avez réservé et pour combien de personnes? Okay. Some of you didn't say bonjour madame. Remember, in the prompt it says, let me put it again, the prompt says, oh, sorry, it's not there. Okay. The greeting means you have to say bonjour, okay, and confirmation of room reservation, okay? So, bonjour madame, that is the first thing. So obviously you lose points if you didn't get that, and that would be silly because bonjour madame is something that everybody can write. Okay, so that's the reason why it's important to know if it's a man or a woman, so that you can say bonjour madame or bonjour monsieur. Now, how do you know if it's a woman or a man? Look to see if, for example, the person says désolé and there's no extra E, you know it's a male, okay? Look at that. If there's nothing to differentiate the two, then it wouldn't matter, okay? So, oui, j'ai réservé une chambre double avec 2 lits simples pour ma femme et mes enfants, donc 4 personnes. Okay, so originally, the text said, et pour combien de personnes, okay? And then I changed it. I didn't want the pour combien de personnes to see if you were going to say it, okay? Because normally you say, j'ai réservé une chambre for, and then you normally say how many people. But even in the initial text, they give you the questions, okay, to help you. And that was 21 words. En effet, j'ai votre réservation. Vous préférez une chambre qui donne sur le jardin ou sur la rue, monsieur? So we had already said that it was sur le jardin, s'il vous plaît. So I just put 6 words because my first answer was already 21 words. So I thought, okay, I can't put too many words. All right? You're seeing that? Then, d'accord, monsieur, voici votre clé, la chambre, etc. Voici votre chambre, monsieur, dame. Merci, madame. La chambre est très petite pour 4 personnes et nous serons à l'étroit. This is one expression. Être à l'étroit means we will be on top of each other. You understand that expression? To be on top of each other. Être à l'étroit. So, because it will be future, we're going to have nous serons à l'étroit. And that gives me 15 words, okay? Mais monsieur, je trouve la chambre assez confortable. J'ai demandé le jardin pour le calme, mais il y a beaucoup de bruit. Okay, that is something, again, that I didn't quite see in the comments. Why you want to change, because the person wants to change room, okay? Me, I said I want to change the view, okay? Some said it's not comfortable, so they want another one, okay? But the reason why I talked about vue is because it says, je viens d'offrir la chambre qui donne sur la rue, not la vue, sorry, it should be R and not a V, à une autre famille. So that's the reason why I asked for that, okay? Whereas you focus more on the fact that it was uncomfortable, so you want another room, and this would have been a problem because of that, okay? But it's difficult to do this kind of exercise when we don't have the whole text in front of us. So that's the reason why I didn't say much. Quel dommage. I've noticed that some of you did put quel dommage. what a shame is something you should know by now. À quelle heure est le petit déjeuner? Il est de 7 heures à 8 heures, mais le petit déjeuner est le seul repas servi ici. And I go, vraiment? Really? I'm shocked. And then to answer the question that there's not much around, I ask, qu'est-ce qu'il y a à faire dans le coin? I don't know if you understand the expression dans le coin. What is there to do in the area? Okay. Coin is a corner. So it's like saying in the area. For the person who asked for the idioms, this is another idiom. Okay. Instead of saying qu'est-ce qu'il y a à faire dans le quartier, I said qu'est-ce qu'il y a à faire dans le coin. This is an idiom. Okay. And then I said, because the person says il n'y a rien, et pour les adultes, il y a seulement la cathédrale, I go, quel endroit ennuyeux, what a boring place. And c'est trop loin, talking about the cathedral, okay? The person said, mais vous pourriez louer une voiture? Je ne suis pas satisfait, je voudrais être remboursé. I'm not satisfied, I would like to be reimbursed. Okay? And that's how I put it. Any questions, Anaya and Nathan?
No, madam. I'm understanding and learning more idioms.
All right, so guys, let me tell you something. You think that the contextual dialogue is difficult. In fact, it's not difficult. It's getting even easier. If you look at past papers, it's getting easier because um, I remember that when they started the contextual dialogue, students were not getting it at all. And it's getting easier. They even put the question marks for you. Uh, uh, so don't panic for that. All right, I'm seeing a question. Can we use parce que and both car, or there are certain ways in which to use them? Okay, when there is a question, pourquoi, the answer is parce que. If you have a question, I repeat, if you have a question with pourquoi, you have to respond parce que. All right? If you talk and you say, I'm doing this and because, you can go with car. But if you have a question, pourquoi, whatever, you can't start with car. You have to say because, which is parce que. All right? So when you say Israel that they are interchangeable, not quite. Okay? All right? All right. Heavy says, instead of quel endroit ennuyeux, can you put mais je n'ai pas de voiture? Yes, of course, you could have put that. Mais je n'ai pas de voiture. And then the person would say, mais vous pourriez louer une voiture. That, as long as it fits. Okay? Okay, Conflicts is asking, in what instances would we have to utilize est-ce que? Alors, est-ce que is very simple. Est-ce que is only for questions with answers where you have a yes or a no answer. Okay? Because in English, we would say, yes, I do, no, I don't. When it's something like that, est-ce que works. When it's at the beginning of the sentence. Okay? Alors, Quask asks, can I say cet hôtel a coûté les yeux de la tête? Je voudrais un remboursement maintenant. That is very good. I'm going to put that. Coûter les yeux de la tête means it's very expensive. Okay? Cet hôtel a coûté les yeux de la tête. Je voudrais un remboursement maintenant. That's fine. They would love that expression. Okay. That's good. Céline is asking, can you use je n'en croyais pas mes yeux? Alors, yes, you can use ne pas en croire ses yeux, but not in the past. Because he's already in the bedroom, he would say, oh, je n'en crois pas mes yeux. Not je n'en croyais pas. Okay? So, Céline, yes, but you cannot put it in the past because he's already in the bedroom. Okay? All right. Another question, can you give some tips on how to write a letter? Oh gosh, I've already done that. I've already done several lives on that, Pikinos. So you have to go through the channel and letter writing. Just type letter writing and all the videos on letter writing will come. I did, I think, was it last week? Or even this week, I think, a video came up on expressions on formal letters. So everything is there. All right. Okay. So I just would like to draw your attention to those two videos. For those who want some tips and other examples, there's a video with this thumbnail on French action. But also, I would like you to watch the one on French exam mistakes. These are mistakes that, I made a list of it. If you see the mistakes, hopefully you're not going to make it. That's the idea. Okay. And for those who want very good grades, which will work probably better for the letter, how to use onomatopoeia for French exams. That is good. This is really for people who are looking for grade one. Okay. And I've noticed that someone in the comments kept putting the the order of the adjectives wrongly. So you can use that video, French word order for French exams. Okay, that is a good video because this is just all the mistakes that I see all the times. And when I see the mistakes, I make a note and then prepare a video on them. Okay. Amari Paul, you're asking a question regarding the letter. Uh, Personally, I don't think that the address is important. What is important is the date and the year, and that's it. Okay, because they start. That's where they start counting. So I wouldn't bother really with the address. Sorry, just 1313. This is like just start. It's actually finishing. We started over an hour ago, long time ago. Okay, so yeah, so you can probably see it again because it's going to be on YouTube. Okay, so just do formal letters come often? They don't come often, but I remember one day where there was a formal letter because you had to write to, I don't know if it was the principal or teacher, somebody like that. So you have to, or I think there was a letter where you had to write to the parents, to some parents, your pen pal's parents. This is going to be formal. So that's the reason why I always say make sure you know both, because you don't know what's going to happen on the day. Anything can happen. Okay. All right. And I think that's all I have for the videos. Okay. I mean, I have quite a few videos, but all right. Okay, Nadette asked if we are writing a letter to two persons, would we use vous when using them in the letter? Of course, of course. What else can you write? You have to write vous. Okay. All right. I've noticed that there's quite a few mistakes that you make. You have to be careful when you use the past tense. Sometimes you forget the j'ai. You have to remember that this can't work. Another mistakes which I saw today is the mistake with c'est. And I'm going to say it again because this comes all the time. When you have c'est, C apostrophe EST, and you have an adjective, and let's say you're talking about a feminine word. For example, we're talking about the bedroom. Bedroom, we know is feminine, and you want to say it's a beautiful bedroom, okay? But you just want to say beautiful. So, of course, you're going to think c'est belle because bedroom is feminine. But you need to remember that after c'est, you cannot have belle. You cannot, because belle is feminine, is always c'est plus masculine. Always. And that is a rule. Okay? And Nathan, you remember that?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Because
I think so.
I have said it several times, but I'm going to repeat. This is very important. C'est plus. And you're going to see that there's videos on French action with mistakes. Mistakes that, I listed some mistakes and I explain why it's incorrect. You can go through all this. But I've noticed that the main problem from what I've seen today is really the gender. Because, for example, Céline had put une remboursement instead of un remboursement, okay? So you have to make sure that you get the right gender. I know it's not easy, but you have to learn the words with the gender. Okay? Yeah? All right. So guys, do not panic. This was a little practice, okay, just before tomorrow. From what I've seen, I don't see anybody failing paper 2. I mean, you can make sentences. I don't see people failing, okay? So just improve on what make sure that you you don't make the mistakes, okay? And you'll be okay. All right? So games, you said, can you repeat? Can you repeat what? I'm not sure what you want me to repeat. All right, so I think that I've taken a lot of your time because you need to rest for tomorrow, okay? So I'm going to put an end to this live. I wish you all the best. And then you need to follow us. I never know if I'm going to do a live, but the reality is that when people actually contact me, they say, "Oh, can I do a live?" Then if I'm at home, of course, I will do the live, no problem. Okay. So Podquindol, Anaya Podquindol, say bonne chance, Anaya. Yeah. I don't know if you know, but yes. So I'm not going to say bonne chance because in France, I don't know if people have told you they don't say bonne chance because it's giving you bad luck. Normally it brings bad luck. I'm going to say les 5 lettres and I will just leave it like that. Just ask your teacher what it means and that's it. It's like saying break a leg. All right. And I have to do another live so that I know how you did. Okay? Natural disasters, 6891. Why natural disasters? I don't think natural disasters is something that we do in CSEC. That is, natural disasters would be more Cape level, I think. Okay. Drink all, casse à pied, break a leg. No, that's not what it is. Okay. It's not what it is. All right. Thank you very much for your participation. I really enjoyed this. And I hope that you will remember everything we've said today. Remember, it's only tomorrow. So I hope you remember. And I wish you all the best. Okay. Au revoir. Anayan El Nathan, au revoir.
Au revoir tout le monde.